Hey guys, Nate from Naked Gaming here today, and I've got another Empire review on Victoria 2. This time it is Arabia. I started off as Egypt and I formed Arabia, and this is the result. So here it is. As you can see, it is 18th of July 1936, and I will explain the reason of this when I get onto how I formed or what I did during the end of the game. So first of all, we're just going to go through and look at the continents. So Europe, Great Britain is a democracy. So is Ireland, but history surrounding this. Okay, so Great Britain fell to the communists and they became the People's Commonwealth, I think it is. Workers' Commonwealth, that's it. Workers' Commonwealth. And there was some they didn't have any army, so the Irish rebels rose up and they formed Ireland, and they became a communist nation as well. Then they became democratic. They became democratic. They became communist again, and then they became democratic one last time. And so Great Britain and Ireland. Pity Wales or Scotland couldn't be released, but anyway. Netherlands didn't really do much. They stayed a secondary power for most of the game, but they could not even tame Belgium, who completely went crazy in the last war of the game, which is why it went up to July 2nd, because I wanted to finish the war because Belgium were grabbing all this land and I just wanted to see what would happen. So yeah, July the 18th, that's when the war ended, and Belgium grabbed Picardy, Champagne, and French Comté. So, but they're in the sphere of Germany, so Germany won quite a bit in that war. France, yeah, got pummeled by Belgium. Got pummeled by everyone. Spain wanted, what's this place? Aquitaine, and like Limidi. But yeah, France got completely wrecked in this game. Germany, being the #1 power in the world, they took Tyrol, South Tyrol and Venetia off Italy and Austria-Hungary, and kind of made a wall, as you can see. They took Yarland, they took Bohemia, Moravia, and they just got massive, and that's why they're #1. They used to have 111 as their rank, but I think Japan or China took over that, the military power. Austria-Hungary just didn't really show up in the game, like always. They don't really do much. They normally get wrecked by Germany and Russia, and sometimes Italy. But Italy was once a great power, and they owned, I think, all their cores, including Istria, and then they lost to Germany and Russia in a great war, and they just dropped to secondary power. And they did become a communist nation, and then they changed to democracy, but I'm quite confused, because surely democracy, Italian democracy, democratic flag should just be without the shield. It should just be green, white and red, which I'm very confused, but I may be mistaken. But I don't think I've seen it, because normally in games they would just have without the shield, but I may be mistaken. Ottoman Empire getting destroyed by the one and only Arabian Caliphate, as I like to call it. Russia, Jacobin rebels everywhere and communists alike, but unfortunately, even Ukrainian nationalists actually. But unfortunately they didn't really get to flipping Russia, which is very interesting, because in some games I get Russia flipped like 10 times, and in other games I'll get Russia will have only a few rebels for the entire game. So Russia's very bipolar when it comes to political parties and all that, and rebels. Sweden stayed in the sphere of Russia the whole time. Nothing much. Didn't really colonize. Oh, Iceland. Also, I think this is in the last Great War. Iceland became released, or was released, independence. So that's nice. Go to Asia now. China. China is a great power. They've consumed all their sub-states, and even America took some of China, which is quite interesting. I think they got it for the silk in the population. I would too, but it kind of looks ugly. You reckon just a blue blob down the south of China. but nevertheless they're still pretty powerful. They're 6th in the world. Korea, nothing much. No one even feared them. No one even annexed. They just got allied with Russia and they were 23rd, so they were pretty good actually. Japan, also a great power, is 5th and they're the 1st in military. So China's 2nd and Japan is 1st. Russia even got some of Siam, which is interesting. Same old thing happened in Indonesia. Spain normally colonized this. Well, he's in my games. Britain, actually, because they fled, they released all these nations, and there were some, Indian pan-nationalists, and they could have flipped it. And there was also a crisis to release India with all its cores, which is interesting. It never got through, but still quite interesting. America, USA got this strip of land off the British. They also got these in crises, I don't know. Alaska was also bought. I've never got the, when playing USA, I've never gotten the event for getting Alaska, but I suppose it just comes automatically. I'm not sure. Canadian nationalists everywhere, which is interesting because even in real life, nationalism in Canada didn't rise until like 1930, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, they could have got their independence, but they didn't, unfortunately. Empire Mexico, can't really call it an empire. I mean, they used to have it all and then they just lost it. Moving on, Cuba, Prussian constitutionalism, and Santo Domingo. I've never seen this country ever in a game, so that was exciting. Haiti's a communist nation, and these are the other nations. Nothing much happens down here. Now on to Africa, where my empire is centered. Okay, so I did start off as Egypt, and my first command was to annex Ethiopia, which I did in short order. And by then, Ottomans were already attacking me to get Adana, Ankara and Adana. But I only had this bit. So and then they got Aleppo in that war, and they kind of I think they got Lebanon, Aleppo, and that. So I stopped them for quite a bit, which was really good. After that I went on to annex Nejd, just to get, more pop, because I needed more population to get more troops to become a great power. And by this time I was already halfway or quite a way through westernizing, so I was near. Then the Spanish came in, they annexed Yemen, and that's where my problem started. They annexed Hejaz as well, and they declared war on me for Nejd, and Ottomans that time declared war on me for Hale. And so yeah, I friggin' just got wrecked, and the whole Arabian Peninsula was Spanish and Ottoman. So I was kind of quite annoyed, so I just sat here for a while until I westernized, and I became a secondary power, and I started colonizing places around me until I eventually colonized all the way down here. I didn't colonize Transvaal. I got that in my sphere when I became a great power, and then I got an event to annex it. It was a conquer event, and it only lasted for a few months, so I just took the opportunity and I annexed it, which I've never seen before, so that was good. So yeah, I colonized quite a bit. I fought with the Spanish down here. I was trying to get Cameroon, or was it South Cameroon, to block them off, but I couldn't in the end, so I just ended up getting Sahara and Tunis. All this here, all this, like Algiers, Constantine, Lemken, I'm not sure if you pronounce the T, but Lemken, West Sahara, Taza, Morocco, all that was owned by like Italy and France, and I believe Spain owned some of it, and Morocco. And so had like from here, it was like from here to here, and it was a pretty good empire. And then I think I got like 5th, and then a great war broke out against France, and I was on Germany's side, and we fought, and I got quite a lot of land. I got Algiers, Constantine. Oh no, I didn't get Constantine, but I did sphere Algeria, who had Constantine. Lemken and West Sahara, got that from them, and I also got Tripoli and Libya. And yeah, and I also got all my calls back. And that was when, yeah, that was probably the moment, the defining moment of my empire, my caliphate. And so after that, I just went into more great wars, got more land, eventually went to war with Spain and the Ottomans to liberate Arabia. And oh, I forgot to, okay, right before that war where I said I got Algiers and all that, I did form Arabia, and so that's how I annexed Algiers, because it came with an event for them to either be annexed, or after Claire won them and they chose to be annexed. And so that also happened to Abu Dhabi, and so that's how that happened, and I formed Arabia then. Anyway, a few great wars later, I didn't really participate in much. I was just focused on making my own empire separate from Europe. Anyway, I did declare war on the Ottoman Empire many times, and I did get all that land. I decided to release Armenia and Crete so I could release the infamy, because the infamy levels are just, there need to be a new system in Victoria 3 if there is a Victoria 3, but there just needs to be a new system, because the infamy level is just,
Damn, it's so sad.
it limits me from expanding. Like, it's just annoying. Anyway, the Ottoman Empire was wrecked by the Arabian Caliphate. I did sphere Persia as well, which is interesting. I did sphere all these guys as well, so kind of the Persian Pakistani region, and also the Anatolia. So yeah, I guess you could call me, I guess I would be a caliphate, because I own all the Arabian holy sites. Wait, there's 3 of them in the world, I think. Well, there's many, but 3 is like Jerusalem, Mecca. What is it? I don't think it's in Istanbul, but it may be Istanbul. But anyway, yeah, don't really own Istanbul, but anyway. Nevertheless, that's my empire. This is my sphere of influence. Lots of green here. And it's kind of confusing with the color of Russian Empire. But I got Greece, I got my 2 vassals, Persia, Bukhara, yeah, that's how you pronounce it, Kalat, Punjab, Sokoto. That's pretty much, oh, I think I said Greece anyway. So I didn't really focus on industry much, but I could have got a lot more done. Not much people were being taxed. I mean, I put it down all the way to 2000. I just lived off tariffs, which I probably shouldn't have done, being a professional Victoria 2 player. But anyway, I never changed from military industrial complex, mainly because when I realized I can do it, it's too late in the game, and then it's just not really worth it. Look at all the nations I can release. I can release, what is it? Israel. It's interesting. I'll actually do that at the end. I might release all the nations just to see what it looks like. Anyway, 83 million in total, but like, what is that, 21 million of my total population. Is that pretty good, considering that half of it is just wasteland and jungle. Diplomacy, Germany was first, USA was second, I was third, France was fourth, Japan was fifth, China was sixth, Russia was seventh, and Great Britannia was ninth, which makes Austria actually eighth, but they haven't gotten to power. Ooh, didn't want to mobilize, demobilize. Straight after, I didn't really get time to rebuild my troops because the war ended right after. But anyway, that's pretty much all. I just want to release all the nations to see what it would look like. So let's go through this. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Hejaz, Iraq, Israel, Nejd, Oman, So it's Transvaal, Tunis, Tripoli, Yemen. Okay. Whoa. Looks very weird. Whoa. This is weird. Okay. So we got Tripoli. For some reason it's... Oh no, that's the same car. It's weird seeing them without names. It's just really weird. He just only got this. Oh, I suppose that makes sense because... Iraq, wow. What is Israel? Israel has a... Oh, that's because they're absolute monarchy. That's quite interesting. Wow. That is crazy. Algeria got all that. Next time I play as an uncivilized nation, I probably might play as Algeria and try conquer my cause. That'll be my goal. Wow, that's interesting. Got rid of like all my everything and lost a lot of these. What's my pop now? Wow, that dropped by quite a bit. Wow. Anyway, that was a bit of that was interesting. Let's resign. So here's all the secondary power. So yeah, Persia is the secondary power, and they're in my sphere. And these are all the stats, yeah, but I don't think they're accurate. Seeing I released all those nations, but who care? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will make more of these as I'm starting to play Victoria 2 more and more as time goes by. Seeing it's school holidays. Anyway, thanks for watching. Look out for further videos, and we'll see you guys next time.